Hi everyone, it's Margaret here. Hope that you're doing great today. I wanted to talk to you about solo aging. Now, did you know that there are 17 million people in the United States and 50 million worldwide who are considered solo agers? These are people that are living by themselves and who don't have a network of family and friends around them. People who are definitely just dealing with the aging process, by themselves. Now, this may be you. So if it is, I'd love to, get your feedback on whether this is a kind of a correct assumption and whether you have taken steps, to build a plan, a strategy for getting the support that you need on those multiple levels, physical, mental, emotional, and practical, physical, practical level. And, and I'm sure that most of us are asking ourselves, how do we live an independent life that that we can do things for ourselves, make decisions, take actions that are going to help us have a healthier, happier, older perspective on life. But it's those people that don't have that network that I want to chat about today. And there are so many people that I think it's worth a conversation. Now, Carol Marek is a woman that I've known for many, many years. Carol used to write for 60andMe, and then she went off on her own very specific path about solo aging. And she's got a Facebook group now and also other channels. I think she's even written a book about this whole phenomenon of solo aging. And, historically, she points out in all of her writing, people have relied on family and friends and kind of work associates to give them the stability as they transition into their 60s and 70s and older. And there are just an incredible number of people now who don't have that. Now, I think in this category of numbers I quoted, they include people that do have family and friends, or families, say specifically, but they live really far away, so they're not like close by. So they're not the type of people that you can say, hey, can you take me, give me a lift to the doctor's office, or, I'm not feeling well, can I go, count on your help to, get me some groceries or whatever. They have the network, but they're going to be distant. So 50 million around the world is a lot. And what happens is, of course, when those types of people fall into challenges with health or even the economy or their living situation, housing and support, they depend on professional help. They have to. That's where they have to turn. And of course, that's super, super expensive to get into a retirement home or to even have a helper come in, once a day or once a week, or to help clean or to just take care of you if you're not feeling really well. So even if you have family, near around the world, they may not be close, and then you're still going to have that same situation. So we must plan for the unknown, and that really it's whether you live alone or not. But specifically, if you do, you need to plan. And retirement and older age will look much different if you get yourself organized and you have a plan in place for who's going to help you and how you're going to help yourself. Maybe that's the better way of putting it, because you are taking control of the support that you're going to get for yourself. So Carol has some suggestions, and I think that the first thing, of course, is a support team. And this is not like depending on one individual, but looking at a number of people that have, unique skills that can help you on your journey. So, I must actually stop for a second here, because I was a perfect recipient of this when I was sick this year. I had, I think many of you know, I had a back problem, and I was in the hospital for a few weeks, and the whole thing was very complicated and also very difficult for me. I'm such a, like many of you, I'm just like, I get on with stuff and I don't need anyone to help me. But here I was, I actually couldn't walk really well. I was in a lot of pain, and I was, and also I got gastroenteritis. I got a flu on top of it all, so I wasn't able to eat. Lots of complexity, which happens when you're sick. You tend to be vulnerable and pick up other things as well. Anyway, it wasn't, that I was strong in that case. I wasn't. I just reached out and I asked for help, and you guys gave it to me. I honestly, I cannot even begin to thank you all for the support that you gave me online. And even that is an amazing boost to your healing journey. But for me too, it was my family. I mean, they were close by. Most of my family were close by, and they were able to come over, bring me food, make sure that I was okay, check in every couple of hours to make sure that, I was taking my medication, and just reassure me that I was going to be okay. And I think that is half the challenge. We know we've got a chronic illness, we've got some emergency that's come up, but to feel that you're in control, that's, I think, half the challenge. So they can give you help at home, cooking, cleaning, just chatting, just being there for you. But 30% of solo agers prefer supported lifestyle in an assisted living space. So it's not that that's a bad alternative, it's just it's expensive for a lot of people, and it's not ideal for everyone. I know when I don't know if it's just me or not, but I don't feel like I'm 76 years old, and I don't really want to be surrendering to a lifestyle that makes assumptions about what a 76-year-old woman wants. Now, assisted living, I'm sure there's many very good ones, but I think in my view, and please help me understand this, if you're in an assisted living space, what it's like. I do know one person who really loves it. They have events, activities, and through those, not so much the physical challenges, that's of course a hospital or medical related thing, but just day to day, having fun, doing things. And I know that there are some places around the world that do this a little more elegantly maybe than others, and that's where you've got an assisted living space for an older person as they just need some help, support. But then they've also got an attachment or nearby a healthcare facility. So you don't have to be driving halfway across town. You just go into the next building or somewhere down the road to get your medical assistance and help at the same time. So I think that kind of assisted living is an option that a lot of people would prefer to have if they could afford it. However, that's not right for everybody, and co-housing is another way to do this. How many watch the Golden Girls? I only can remember watching a few episodes, but it was that whole idea, just getting a group of women together in a house, a big house with, everybody has a room, maybe not a private bathroom, but, a couple of shared bathrooms, and, really, really enjoy that kind of communal living. And I know that people do it and love it. Is anybody in our community doing that? I would love to know if you and a group of other friends have got together, rented a property, and doing something like similar to the Golden Girls. But I think that many prefer this over senior housing. It's just more like a home, and I think that's a part of the journey. So you either live alone and have to get a plan in your space, your small space or whatever space you're in. You can go to assisted living, you can go into a co-living or co-housing arrangement. I think that's another option. But the most important thing, I think, for everybody in this kind of solo aging world, these are Carol's words, by the way, is to set up a responsible party that can help you with financial issues, can help you with medical decisions, someone that's going to be responsible for you when you're not able to, it's not to think clearly, but you're just not able to navigate the complexity of all that you might be going through. So setting up a responsible party, getting all your legal documents in place. And I know that we all kind of like, that's sort of giving up. It's the Swedish death planning or death hacking or downsizing thing. It's a realization, though, that, life is fragile, and we've got to be responsible for the things that others are going to have to pick up for us, when we're not here. And I think that that's a really hard leap to make, but I think it's important. So Carol would recommend that. She said that if there's no adult child or no really close friend to step in, this is the thing that you need to do. Plan early. Think through all the different categories, and check out Carol's book. I'll put a link to her book, and to maybe, I think, if I can find it, her Facebook group, and then you can maybe connect with other women in that same situation. Some caregiving hacks she's written here when aging alone. I mean, you need action plans and steps. So you need health, housing, and support. Finances, legal documents, and transportation. And then I highlighted this because she writes it in all her articles, is to have an action plan not just the action plan, but the steps, the actual things that you have to do. So to summarize, understand the issues that you're going to face as you get older as a solo ager. Lessen the fear by changing your attitude and by implementing a plan. Seeing that opportunities and options do exist for you and that you can follow up on them. Develop a network of peers. That could be just friends. It could be a network of people that have like interests, like a group that your church or a religious organization, or someone that's, a group of women that are artists, or people that are just love doing what you're doing, right? Next thing, of course, is to stop unhealthy behaviors. Get healthy if you can. Watch your food, watch the food you eat, nourish your body and your mind. Meditation really helps me calm during my blood pressure episodes, which I do get now and again. Of course, inactivity, smoking, all those things. Get your legal matters in order, and that's all those paperwork things that you need to do. Get control of your finances. If you've got a pension, or you've got savings that you're going to be drawing from, understand all of that. See how they all work, and set a budget and live to the lifestyle that you can afford. That's super important too. So I think I've covered quite a bit of territory here. Just making a plan, having the steps to activate it, making sure that you've got a responsible person that's going to be there for you, and share. Please share here. If you're doing this, if you're a solo ager, an adult without any adult children nearby, or no one really on that really closely that you can work with as you age, let's share. Let's just give some hints and tips to everyone, and some support, of course. Now, if you want someone to chat with, 60andMe is a great community for coming to hang out. We've got Patreon, our supporters group now. We've got a really wonderful feature on that now called Community Pages, which is like a series of little Facebook pages really on different topics, and you can come and chat 24/7, and it's really a nice membership option for you on our Patreon group, patreon.com/60andme. I'd love to see you there. And we do live shows too. Those are really fun. But anyway, I hope that you're doing great, everybody. If you've got any questions, pop them in the section below. I'll let Carol know that I put this video up so that you can chat with her if you've got any specific questions, and she can respond. And I hope that you find your way. It's going to be okay. We'll get through this. Take good care, everybody. Lots of love.